All right, and we are back here for Deadlift. Sorry for the slight delay in commentary. We've had a change in co-commentator here. I have Amber Russell with me. Welcome, Amber.
Hello.
How are you feeling today?
Well, I did just come to watch, and now I'm here, so feeling fine.
This is far superior than just purely watching. So, anyway, just gone. We have John Crawford-Smith with 150 kilo deadlift, and up next we have Stephen Pickens, as we are underway here with the Masters division, 66 kilos through to 83. All right, up next we have Stephen at 175 kilos as we work our way through the deadlift. So not a whole lot of jostling as Steve picks this up. A little bit of a roadblock there. Not a whole lot of jostling for position today on the deadlift, but nonetheless we'll be looking for a lot of these lifters to build their total throughout this competition, and hopefully some personal bests also. So Amber, tell me, how was Dunedin on this fine Tuesday morning?
Jesus, can I remember? Not really.
Cold?
I've just been peeing a lot today. That's all I can remember.
Yeah, so as you may have heard there, as Everett picks up this opener at 175 kilos. Easy lift.
Oh, beautiful.
Amber will be competing later on in the week on Saturday in the under 84 kilo weight class, a hotly contested division. How are you feeling for that competition there, Amber?
Not gonna lie, a little nervous. Tend to not really like comp day very much. Not a big fan of everything coming together on one day and possibly messing it up entirely. But hey, apparently that's what we do it for.
She's confident, everybody.
Oh,
well, we've had a huge request here from Big George Frame.
Well, I can tell you, Alex is a solid maybe
after
his performance last year.
Yeah, well, we don't know if we can trust Alex's son with the boat race. As we have Andre Richardson here opening up with a big 200 kilos in the 66 kilo weight class. Let's see how it goes. Very easy opener there.
Beautiful.
Andre he's had a couple of bumps this in the road on the way to the deadlifts. He missed his second deadlift on depth and had a bit of a strength issue on the bench press, but he'll be looking to pull something together on the deadlift. So back to that boat race there, Amber. I hear at Southern talking a very big game. What are you bringing to the table?
Well, here's the thing. I saw Anna posted the other day about Southern being the uncontested champions.
Very interesting call from Southern.
I honestly, I have to back it, obviously. It will be interesting. It'll be a bit more structured this year. I think we've already discussed this quite lengthily. Yes, me and Amber have been
working behind closed doors to make sure it goes through smoothly. Not that I'll be there, but I entrust my co-host here to be able to pull things together adequately.
Look, when Southern wins, I know I'll get blamed for being biased and rigging it, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. I'm just making this up, but I'm
risk
sure
it for the
there's
biscuit.
going to be a trophy.
I'm sure there will be. As we see Rob Graham here absolutely
that was quick.
Destroy 205 kilos. Rob is actually the record holder in the 83 kilo M1 division with 230 kilos, and I can guarantee he'll be looking to push the boat out on that one. So yeah, very comfortable opener there at 205. So Amber, will we be seeing Big George Frame potentially take mast of the? I don't think that's the right thing to say. Take the helm. Take the helm of the boat in the boat race.
George, feel free to pop a comment in if you want to take the lead, be Capitan of the Southern Boat Race.
El Capitano, George Frame. We'll see that one later on. Anyway, we have David here with 235 kilos.
Oh, beautiful.
You know, Dave there is lifting without a belt. Does David historically lift without a belt?
His philosophy is that it lets him engage his core tighter without a belt. I think he said that if he qualifies for Commonwealths, he will be looking at the belt option.
So we're also potentially looking at some form of potentiation as a consequence of utilizing a belt. So I like the thought process there. I think that 235 kilo opener would agree, because that was pretty darn comfortable.
I mean, that man is a master of everything. Like,
He's literally a
strongman,
master.
CrossFit. He's just a genuine nice guy.
So he reigns from Dunedin, does he?
He sure does. Trains at the same gym, Valley Strength and Conditioning. Just a lovely, lovely man.
A bit of as we see Philip Crosby come in with a 160 kilo fight here. Good work, Phil. Valley seems to be turning into a little bit of a powerlifting hub currently. What's going on there? Talk us through that.
Well, Southern Powerlifting, our comp gear, pretty much lives at Valley, and I've just been inviting people around. Really, that's what's been happening.
That's kind of how powerlifting clubs start, so that's cool to see for sure. And how many lifters are we expecting to see this weekend from Valley?
Oh, Jesus, don't do this to me.
On the spot.
People that have trained in their peak there?
Yep.
Probably about 5 or 6.
That's cool. As we see Kevin Strachan with a very easy second attempt at 160 kilos. This is pushing Kev's recent best, I think, in the last few years. The heaviest he's pulled is around 170 kilos, so it's a very comfortable second there. So hopefully we'll be looking to see him push that 170 kilo mark here again. All right, next up we have John, the hair, as I've been calling him throughout this commentary.
You really have.
Crawford Smith, yeah.
All you say.
He has exceptional hair, and you can't really deny that, can you? I didn't think so.
I was distracted by the hair.
Exactly. Me too. Let's see how the hair goes with 160 kilos on a second attempt here. Comfortable stuff there from John. Oh, and the delicate put down.
Nice one, John.
Don't know why I was
I think he stared you down there, Amber.
I was loving the hair too. Are you the only one allowed to love the hair?
I wasn't sure whether he was about to pass out or he was giving us a look for our stellar commentary. But anyway, nonetheless, 160 came up pretty comfortably. Up next we have Everett with a 185 kilos there. What do you think John might go for on his third there, Amber?
I would say, I was going to say 167. Okay, just so everyone knows, there's a screen with that has stuff coming up real quick, and it's very technical, and that's just not me, but it looks so cool.
Amber's really trying to figure out what's going on here, and she's doing a great job.
I've got no idea, team.
A good opening second attempt there from Everett. Yeah.
Nice one, Everett.
I was just about to say that wouldn't be the first time we'd see Everett get a little bit lightheaded. He does tend to shake a lot, and consequently, after a bit of a yell, gets a little bit of a lightheadedness, and sometimes loses his balance ever so slightly. But it's kind of part of the game. It's normal. It's not dangerous. It happens, and he can deal with it.
I'm going to let you comment on George's comment there as his coach.
You're more than just a high bar princess, George. But hey, that's okay. Anyway, Stephen Pickens picks that up very comfortably there at 190. So I think it's a pretty comfortable second there from Steve. I think you might have a crack at 200 here today, potentially. I wouldn't say...
be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no. That'd be a nice way to round out a pretty good day so far. He's yet to miss a lift, actually. All right, next up we have Tequin Williams, who has been putting on a bit of a show all day. He picked up a national squat record, just narrowly missed a national bench record a couple of times. He had 2 cracks at it. So let's see what he can do here on the deadlift. The record's 222.5. I don't think he'll be pushing that yet, or not at least today. But
he's only gone up 2.5.
Yeah, he's taken a very small jump here. He might have missed the attempt there. For those of you,
called it a day.
Yeah, potentially. For those of you that don't know, if you don't submit an attempt in time, the weight automatically ticks up 2.5 kilos, and potentially that's what we're seeing here. Either that, or he's just kind of calling it a day. So if lifters miss the attempt and it ticks up 2.5 kilos, most lifters will just kind of forego the attempt and then look to put something on their third. So we'll see if that happens there with Tekwin. If not, it might just be a scratching.
Next up we have Andre. The bar is loaded.
Liam, you can't see Jason right now, but he's hiding his atrocious hair with a hat. So if John can give him a couple tips,
I
I'm
would
sure it'll be
love
greatly
some
appreciated.
tips. If I can get to his age and have hair like that, whew, I'd be a very happy young man, or old man at that point.
Oh, ow.
Anyway, next up we have Andre here at 207.5 kilos. Comfortable second attempt for Andre.
Jesus, these are some beautiful deadlifts.
I think Andre's best ever deadlift, is 212.5 kilos. So we might see a 215, I think, perhaps. What do you think, Amber?
I mean, I'd say 215. I'd say it's good for 215.
Yeah, I think that's the smart attempt. Gives him a nice little total. Sorry, not total, a deadlift PB. And
I am seeing that Tekwin's put in 223, so you were right. Just forgave.
Yeah. For goad, that's what I say, but I don't think it's a word. He may have forgiven it though. But anyway, yeah, Tekwin's gone and scratched a second, and potentially actually is just like saving it for a third. Some people do that. But anyway, here, watch this. Rob Graham, 220 kilos for a second attempt. Very proficient deadlifter. Oh,
Wow.
very, very easy. Very easy work there for the muscle-bound Rob Graham. I don't know. So his record's 230. Do you think he'll chip, or do you think he'll look to add a little bit there?
I mean, if he's playing it safe, he can chip. But
Yeah.
I'm
thinking
he could be good for 232, 235.
I think he could go 240, but I don't know if he will. I think he could go. There you go. 231's come in for Rob's third attempt there. I think that'll be very comfortable. He's actually played it very comfortably all day. He's just had a couple of missed grooves here and there, which have kind of held him back on his third attempts.
Come on, Coops.
All right, next up we have David Cooper, aka Coops, with a very comfortable 245.
Looks
That's-
beautiful.
So the record there is 257.5. What's Coops capable of?
I don't know. I mean, we've talked about his prep, and he hasn't been like backing himself for anything big today. But
Looking pretty good.
I mean, I would.
Yeah.
If you're in front by a mile, I think he's the only one in his class. Punch it.
Yeah, I think he is the only one in that 83 kilo weight class. So I know that was a very comfortable 245 there. It's a
Give it a nudge, Coops.
pretty proficient deadlifter. It's gone 255. So yeah, Coops goes to 255 for a 10 kilo jump. A little bit below the record, but I think it's probably a smart attempt if anything. But for now, we have Philip Crosby with 165 kilos, lifting out of the M3 division. Bit of a false start there. Just not.
Unlucky.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there from Phil. I think. Yeah, I think he just seemed a little bit apprehensive going into that one. I think maybe a little bit tired going into that one. Perhaps nerves got to him slightly. But anyway, a pretty good day for Phil in his first ever national championships. He ends up with a 382.5 kilo total. All right, next up we have the man himself, Kevin Strachan, with 165 kilos. I think his second there at 160 was comfortable. Let's see how he goes here on the third. Oh, easy, Kev. Easy stuff there for Kevin. So Kevin rounds out the day with a 370 kilo total, with only the miss on his third squat at 130.5. So good day for Kev. A man who I've said many times has been in the sport for a very long time. So he just continues to put performance together after performance. So he'll be happy with that one. And it's always good to round out the day with your third deadlift.
How long has he been in the sport?
I think.
Here we go, trivia.
I think it was about 16 years or something. I know his son John has been lifting for about 14 or 15. I think they got in at the similar time.
Oh, here's the man himself.
The hair, John Crawford Smith. Here he comes. The man has undoubtedly had the best hair of the day. Close battle with Craig the Mullet McMillan. He'll come in and show us how good his hair is in the 93 kilo class. But for now, we put our focus towards 167.5 kilos here from John. Let's see how he goes with it. He's going to have a good scrap. Amber called this as the right weight. Let's see if she's right. Oh, a little bit unfortunate there. Great hair from him, mate. All right, up next we have Everett at 190 kilos. So Everett had a little bit of a almost loss of consciousness at 185. I think the weight itself moved pretty good. He just almost didn't maintain consciousness afterwards. But we'll see how he goes with this one. Hopefully the spotters stay close to him here. Alright, just you'll see there on these third deadlifts that the our spotters and loaders will be wiping down the bar. This is just to make sure there's not too much chalk on it. Anyway, let's see how Everett goes here at 190.
Oh wow, he's fighting. Beautiful.
Comfortable lift there from Everett.
And he's it's unfortunate.
Oh, a little bit unfortunate there, just not locked out, I think. You ready? Yeah, I think it was the knees. I think he might have been the knees not quite locked out there. A little bit unfortunate. He's definitely got the strength for it and probably a little bit more also. But it's just those little things that sometimes make you slip up on. Anyway, Everett will still finish up with a 422.5 kilo total in his first ever national championship. So shout out to Everett. Great day from him. Next up we have Stephen Pickens with it's already been
This is his last attempt in his fourth New Zealand record, guys. So when he comes out, you're going to cheer him on.
Okay. So a bit of a technical glitch there. Looks like Steve will be having an attempt at 201.5 kilos for the 74 M3 record, which is actually currently at 200 kilos, held by himself from Raw Nationals last year. So this is a huge deadlift for a man 60 plus years of age and weighing under 74 kilos. Just a little bit of a misload as well, so it'll give Stephen a little bit more time just to kind of regather his energy from his first and second, so he can come out here and crush this New Zealand record.
No, I really have nothing to say about deadlifts, as I suck at them.
So we'll just leave it at that.
Great.
Everyone's doing really, really well. I wouldn't say suck, but yeah. Anyway, let's see how Stephen goes here. The crowd is really getting up for Steve. Let's see how he goes.
Lock it.
Very comfortable stuff.
And a very graceful put down.
Very good stuff there from Steve. Congrats. I think Steve had very minimal training leading into this competition. He's had a bit of a hernia issue, so to come back and hit a deadlift record at a pretty comfortable exertion, I think that's a really big win from him, so he'll be really happy with that. I'm on the mic, bruh. Me and Amber, Maui.
I'm
She subbed
very
in.
apologetic. I did not sub in voluntarily, but I am.
I roped
now.
her into it, and we're doing a great job. So We now move on to Andre Richardson for 212.5 kilos. We mentioned potentially Andre might be good for close to 215. He's opted for 212, so I would expect this to be a relatively comfortable attempt. Andre has showed some very technically sound deadlifts over attempts 1 and 2, so I would expect this to look like very, very technically proficient. So I think it's just a case of being able to have the strength more than anything. So let's see how Andre goes here.
Wow.
It's a pretty comfortable attempt there from Andre. Like we kind of said, I think he's a very sound sumo deadlifter. So
It's just so technically beautiful.
yeah, held together really nicely, really strong lockout. So good work there, Andre, and he'll finish the day off with a 477.5 kilo total and a 75.38 good lift points. So next up we have Tequin. As we kind of mentioned prior, it looked like Tequin actually scratched his second attempt, potentially in a bid to conserve some energy for this third attempt, this third New Zealand record attempt, and this will be his potentially his second New Zealand record of the day.
And the bar is loaded.
Potentially his second record of the day, and this will be a big attempt for him here. He's ready for it. Let's see how he goes. Unfortunate there for Tequin, but he'll still walk away with a 523 kilo total, which is a very formidable total at only 73.85 kilos of body weight. He went for it all today. He had a crack at records in all 3 divisions, and he'll definitely not go home wondering. Yes, Alex is the chonkiest of loaders, in case you were reading the comment section there. Alright, next up we have another deadlift record in the form of 231 kilos for Rob Graham. We've talked about Rob already a few times. Once again, much like Andre, a technically proficient deadlifter, and he made light work of 220, so I would expect this to not give him too much of an issue. See, Rob chooses to forego the talc.
Beautiful.
As my co-commentator said, very beautiful stuff there from Rob. So, yeah, good day from Rob. Just a couple of blips there with the third bench and third squat. A little bit unlucky losing his balance on the third squat, but still finishes the day with a New Zealand deadlift record and a 506 kilo total. So good work there from Rob. Would have loved to have seen a little bit more on the deadlift, but maybe next time.
Bar is loaded for David.
255. All right, next up we have Coops, aka David Cooper, here with 255 kilos. Made light work of 245 on his second attempt. Let's see how he goes. Yeah, he's off.
Let's go, Coops! Lock it out, Coops!
Oh, very easy stuff. Oh, it's his record. Yeah. Easy stuff there from David. No bout, no problem. All right, now that rounds out our 66 through to 83 kilo weight class masters divisions. I don't know where I'm going with that, but next up we have our 93 kilo men, and a few things to watch out for here. Firstly, Craig McMillan coming in with a 245.5 kilo deadlift opener, so that is a you read it right, a New Zealand record on his opening attempt, so look forward to seeing that. Craig was mildly marred by his injury on his shoulder for his bench press, but he'll be still looking to pull together a decent total and second record of the day for sure. Also watch out for Norman Tepper there to continue to build his total in the M3 division there, opening up with 215 kilos on the deadlift. He has had a few issues on the deadlift before in the past, so hopefully he can bring it all together here today as he has thus far. But for now we have Peter Lane opening up with 90 kilos on the deadlift. Peter is competing out of the M4 division, so the 70 plus division, and it's pretty
incredibly comfortable.
Exactly what Amber said there. Very comfortable 90 kilo deadlift. Very nonchalant from Peter. I like it.
And just to comment on my thoughts on the national setup, it is amazing. I think the lights that we've got on the background adds a particular special flair. Big fan.
A special certain ambiance.
I swear they were green before. Do they change?
Yeah. Depending on, I don't know, depending on how good the lift is. Alright, next up we have Rob. Rob's had a hell of a day thus far. He's gone 6 from 6 and he made everything look very comfortable. So let's see how this 172.5 kilo opener goes.
It's a fantastic beard he's sporting as well.
It is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, wow.
So Rob continues his form and absolutely destroys his opening attempt there at 172.5. So next up we have Tony, our resident equipped lifter for this flight. Tony will be opening up at 180 kilos. So unlike the squat and the bench press, we're going to see a little bit less of assistance from the deadlift suit. They still do wear a supportive suit if he chooses to. Yes, so Tony will still be wearing a deadlift suit. However, we don't expect to see as much assistance out of this as you would in the squat and in the bench press. So let's see how Tony goes here with this opener. Easy work there from Tony. Very comfortable opener. What do you think there for a second, Amber? Yeah, I think potentially in a bid to tick off 200 for a third. I think that would make sense. It's a good opener, but you'll be looking to build on that for sure.
The bar is loaded for Richard.
Alright, next up we have Richard. Richard had a very strong bench press with 147.5 kilos. Richard is coached by Brett Gibbs, so expect this opener to be very comfortable here. Very easy opener there. A little bit of a bobble there at the top, but nothing that concerns the referees. Our spotters and loaders getting a bit of a shout out. Many of these guys competing later on in the week, so mad respect to them for giving their time to spot and load today. Alright, next up we have Norman Tepper with a 215 kilo opener. Oh, forget those issues from the past. That was very good. Oh, unfortunate. Not quite locked out in the knees there.
He's going to come back. He's going to get back.
Yeah, I know, I spoke way too soon. But that's okay. I think the strength there, he just has to make sure he's really diligent with squeezing the quads and locking the knees. Alright, next up we have Chad, aka the Chad Anderson, opening up with 217.5 kilos here. Unfortunately, Chad won't register a total, but he'll be looking to put up a big deadlift here today, and his previous best is 242.5 kilos, so we're looking to add to that. Actually, I think it's 235. See if he can top that today. See what they say. 2-1, he gets it.
to tell you, watching these, I'm both, excited and incredibly nervous for mine. Let's just make it all about me for a second.
I think, but wouldn't you agree, Amber, that going into the venue, being there for a few days, it does help ease the nerves a little bit, to think if you were just to rock up here day one and just have to go straight into competing, I think that, there's a lot of unfamiliarity, a lot of uncertainty around that. So how do you feel about, getting yourself more familiar with the venue before actually competing?
Quick pause, that was a beautiful lift.
Very, very good lift there from Quinton.
Doesn't help the damn thing. In fact, it might make it worse because I'm making some new friends today, and they'll see me on Saturday, and that's
Nerve-wracking. No, that's going to be good. You're going to put on an absolute clinic, and I'll look forward to watching it. Although I won't be there for most of it. All right, next up we have Alex Flint, aka Flinty, as I'm calling him, opening up with 222.5 kilos. Alex has had a very good day today. Let's see if he can add to that on the deadlift. Look at that opener. Very smooth stuff. We're seeing a lot of comfortable deadlift openers here. I think that's kind of the common theme. I think that makes a lot of sense. You don't want to overexert yourself on your deadlift. It's probably one of the more.
I'm not mad about that.
One of the more exciting, not exerting lifts. And sorry, I'm just trying to fix Amber's mic here. And we want to save a bit of gas in the tank for that third attempt, because that's when we're going to really be pushing the boat out. One second.
I'm not phased.
Alright, and we're back. Thanks to Fred for giving us a heads
Cheers,
up
Fred.
on the mic. And we just see a nice opener there from Roger with 225 kilos. That gives him a current total of 512.5 kilos. So as we talked about before, we've got Craig the Mullet McMillan. Watch out for the mullet.
No, I was just talking to him before about what his favourite lift is, and he said that even though deadlift is his best, his favourite is squat because it has the most risk of injury.
That's a man that likes a little bit of danger. But it also speaks to that? The mullet.
Absolutely.
The mullet says, I like danger.
I mean, he is a firefighter as well.
Oh, jeez, take me away. Too good from Craig. Let's see how he goes here on this opening attempt at 245.5 kilos.
Sorry if you heard that.
Let's see how he goes here. Would expect this to be a pretty comfortable New Zealand record. Currently held by Greg Nell. I'll get back to you on Norman's deadlift there when we come back to him.
Wow.
Absolutely massacred that. Very good work there from Craig. Craig's having a really good day. It's just unfortunate that he couldn't quite get together a bench press there by what I would say probably an injury. We're just getting a few comments there about the mullet. Yes, plus 10 strength and then some.
He was actually in Dunedin a couple of months ago training at the student gym, Unipol. Shout out to Unipol.
Shout out.
And the man does not use knee sleeves in training because he thinks compared to wraps, they do nothing. So actually the knee sleeves are a very, very recent addition to his training.
Wow, that would probably be why his squats were really easy. And he had a very good squat there at 230 kilos. Anyway, we turn around to Peter Lane here at 110 kilos. As mentioned prior, Peter is competing out of the M4 division, the 70-plus age category. Has a good scrap there with 110. What do they say? Looked pretty good to me. Might have dropped the bar there at the end, though. Yes, no, he gets that a little bit close there. So those of you watching that don't know the ruling there, you must control the bar to the floor, and you can't drop it You can't essentially drop it from any height as it constitutes as a red light there. So just got away with that one there, Peter. So I'm sure his coach will be on to him about his next attempt and making sure he doesn't do that. But next up we have Rob at 182.5 kilos. Yes, I'd say that was probably a record for Norman. Just going off the chat there. A lot of fans in the chat for Craig. See what Rob can do. He's had a great day thus far. Another very comfortable attempt at 182.5.
Are you competing, Jason? Should I know this? Okay, you're just drinking a lot of water for the sake of it.
I'm a thirsty man. I talk a lot of...
Oh, I was going to swear. Didn't. You know what I was going to say, Kane.
I talk too much and makes my throat dry. Anyway, Tony coming in here at 190 kilos, as we mentioned, potentially looking to surpass that 200 kilo mark. It would be his 10 kilos under his best, so I'm sure he's going to be looking to push close to that. Let's see how this goes. Fairly comfortable attempt there. A little bit sticky at the lockout. What do you think, Amber?
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful.
I love Tony. All his lifts are beautiful.
We love Tony. He's doing great here today. So that, I would think after that maybe 95 to 97, but I'm thinking you might just have a run at 200 there to round out the day.
What a great number.
Yeah, I agree. I think he should. And we've got some fans in the chat for Tony. He's actually been popular all day. So coming into 195 kilos here for Richard. Richard's been strong all day, a very strong bench press, rounding that out with 147.5 kilos. Let's see what he can do here on 195 on the deadlift. Comfortable stuff there for Richard. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Richard, I was talking to Brett earlier, I have a feeling he is a ex-pro golfer. So
I would think that would have hurt his bench.
yeah, well, I can see a bent elbow there, and I'm thinking potentially a little bit of golfer's elbow inhibiting that lockout. But nonetheless, impressive if that is true.
You know, fun story.
Brett
I
himself.
used to golf. Oh, Brett golfs all the time.
Yeah, Brett himself is actually off a scratch handicap. You used to golf?
Used to. Was absolute trash.
Yeah.
Did it as teams with my dad.
I've been playing recently, and I am trash also.
I have seen that.
But it's fun. Anyway, let's see what Norman can do here. This for a total record, if I'm not mistaken.
It looks pretty locked to me.
Looks pretty good. What do they say? 3 white lights. So that'll take his total to 557.5, which is actually, yes, I think that is a New Zealand record in the M3 division at 93 kilos. We'll have to confirm that when it comes back around, but I think that might be the case.
And thank you, WCPA, for confirming that Richard used to be a professional golfer.
There you go. Shout out to Richard.
Shout out to golf.
550. Yes, that was a total record for Norman. 5 kilos above Noel Frank's record from North Islands in Auckland last year.
So if you know anyone that wants to be a record keeper, just, let me know.
Maybe put it out there. Alright, let's see how the Chad Anderson's going here at 227.5 kilos. Looks pretty good. 3 white lights. I think that's actually a pretty good turnaround. His opener was a little bit slowish, and I think he's actually gaining a little bit of momentum here on the on his second attempt. So let's see how see what he puts in here for a third. I'm thinking around 235.
I'd agree. I think on that first attempt, he also got 1 red for his shoulder, so he really made sure to lock that one out there.
Yep, best thing you can do there, team. Alright, let's see what Quinton can do here with 230 kilos. Good lift there from Quinton at 230 kilos. Next up, we have Alex Flint, who puts 15 kilos on his opening attempt. I think probably the right move. 222.5 was pretty smooth, and he'll look to have a crack here at 237.5 kilos. And I think this will all be in a bid to really just build that total moving forward.
Got this, Alex.
I mean, how could you miss an attempt when you have your kids in the crowd yelling, "Go Dad"?
Almost brought a tear to my eye.
It warms my heart, that's for sure. Good work there by Flinty.
I don't like it. I'm saying that it was mine.
I think we might have picked that one up, but that's okay. Next up, we have Roger with a pretty massive 240 kilo attempt here. Lifting out of the M3 division. I think Roger comes in at about 63 years of age, roughly, so it's a pretty solid attempt here for Roger. He's had a really good day thus far, just missing that one bench press attempt, and I think this will be not all that far off his personal best of 242.5 kilos. So let's see how this goes for Roger. Looks like he's been having a... yeah, I don't know, his records are all over the place. Oh, this will actually, yeah, this will be a New Zealand deadlift record at 240 kilos in the M3 division. So that's how we go here. So opener was good. He's really getting himself ready for this one. He's taking his time, getting his breath. Oh, Roger. 240 kilos on his second attempt for a New Zealand record. Shout outs to Fitness Plus and Manukau. They'll be happy with that one. Alright, next up we have Craig the Mullet McMillan. Can we get some up the mullet in the chat? That'd be lovely for Craig here on his New Zealand record attempt at 260 kilos.
I'm not a hater, but his son Angus is walking around here, and his mullet puts Craig's to shame.
I will not lie. I've seen his son's mullet, and it's very impressive. So it must run in the family. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure mullets are genetic. That sounds right to me.
I have a genetic predisposition for a mullet.
The bar is loaded for Craig.
Here we go. The mullet's coming in the chat. The man, the mullet, the legend. Here he is, Craig McMillan. Let's see what he can do with 260 kilos. Wowee, the mullet.
He's just so calm. Look at him. Look at him walk off. Not
That
even
is
phased.
that is a beautiful mullet. You can see how he's passed that down to his son. So, what do we think there for Craig on his third? I'd be keen to hear what the chat has to think about that third attempt there for Craig.
I mean, I think 275 would look beautiful loaded up, personally.
Yeah, I think it'll be upwards of 270. I think 272 to 275 makes a lot of sense to me. I think, yeah, that was pretty comfortable. Very, very technically sound, which is always nice to see on a conventional deadlift for sure. So
You will not be seeing that from me on Saturday.
Amber will show you what that looks like on Saturday. But what we have put in is 267.5 kilos. So a pretty comfortable attempt, I would say. I'd say he won't have too much of an issue with that, but we have a little bit of a scrap, so I think he'll just be wanting to round out a really solid day and probably a PB there as well. Up next, for now, we have Peter Lane's last lift of the day. As I've mentioned many times, this man is lifting out of the M4 division, so a lot of credit goes out to him. And we'll see what he can do here at 117.5. Unfortunate there from Pete. He's had a great day nonetheless. Alright, next up we have Rob, who is looking to put together 462.5 kilo total, which will equal his best total but top his best deadlift by 2.5 kilos. So far, Rob has made 8 out of 8 lifts, so this will be to finish it off and round out a 9 from 9 days. So let's give it up for Rob as he comes out here for his final deadlift attempt.
Get him. One for me. Come on. Come on. Empty the tank, bro. Let's go, man. Come on. Go, Rob. Come on.
Wow. 9 for 9. What a beautiful way to finish.
Probably the most we've seen Rob struggle with a lift all day, and he still made it move. Just had to get it past the knees and locked it out very smoothly. So a really good day from Rob and a 462.5 kilo total. I should mention a 260 kilo total there from Peter Lane also. Right, up next we have Tony, as we mentioned, looking to have a crack at that 200 kilo mark. Amber was confident that was the right number. I said maybe 195, 197, so let's have him prove me wrong here. A little bit too much there for Tony in the end, but
Unlucky.
he won't be having any regrets there. He won't. Didn't leave anything on the platform today, so good work there for Tony, and he will end up with a 470 kilo total. Yes.
Don't mind my co-host, just kind of being gross in the corner.
Bit of gas, you know, the food here is great, but bit of gas. Anyway, next up we have Richard Best. So Richard has put 10 kilos on from his second attempt at 195. He had a pretty comfortable attempt there. I think this will give him a good scrap, so let's see how 205 goes.
Wow. That was smooth the whole way through.
Not only is he an ex-pro golfer, but he's a pretty good powerlifter also, finishing up with a 537.5 kilo total, going 9 from 9. A very good coaching performance also from Brett Gibbs there. So a very good day for Richard, and I'm sure he'll be pretty happy with that. All right, next up we have final lift of the day for Norman Tepper Sr. Contrary to the screen, it's actually Norman Tepper Sr. Norman Tepper Jr. would be his son, who no longer actually competes in powerlifting. But for now, we have Senior, and he'll be looking to round out a pretty good day with a addition to his total record, with adding another 10 kilos with his 225 kilo deadlift. Yes, Norman brings a lot of energy to the platform. Let's see how he goes here. Go on, Norman.
Could have that.
Let's see how he goes. Oh, 3 white lights. Very good day from Norman. He'd be very happy with that one. I think, like I said at the start of this session, Norman has struggled in the past to pull together like a good performance, and I think today was his day, so he'll be very happy with that, and he walks away with a 567.5 kilo total. Be putting a pretty good bid forward for that best overall Masters 3 lifter as well, I would say.
You gotta appreciate a man who thinks both the refs and the spotter loaders.
Oh, he's a very humble man, and he's like I said, brings a lot of energy to the platform, but is very grateful also. And they'll be happy at Fitness Plus in Manukau, that's for sure. Alright, next up we have Chad, I think, potentially scratching his third attempt, if I'm not mistaken. So let's take this minute to interview my co-host here, Amber. You mentioned cutting weight before. How is that going?
Well, now that I know my scales are weighing me 400 grams heavy, it's going great.
So there's an opportunity for our lifters who will be coming in throughout the week to check their scales against the comp scales.
I hope so. I did it.
Yes.
But I did it with Jana's permission.
Yes. So ask Jana first, of course. But there is an opportunity to do that throughout the week. And are we confident of making weight?
More confident than I was yesterday. So yes, I think I should be pretty good. But I'm still going to treat it like I'm not.
Yes, definitely. I think that's the appropriate approach there. Many of our lifters throughout the week will be pushing the weight cuts a little bit. Not historically. Most people will sit a little bit over their weight class in order to be as heavy as they can be on the platform, with a little bit of water and gut manipulation that does get them underweight for the weigh-in, but they quickly put all that weight and fluid back in them in order to get back to their normal training weight. But for now, we have Quinton with a 235 kilo third attempt deadlift. Had a little bit of a scrap with 230 on a second, so let's see how this goes. Unlucky there for Quinton. A little bit unconventional seeing him deadlift in squat shoes, but obviously it works for him. And
weirdly, I can't see his shoes.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming they were healed. Oh, right.
Yeah, instant replay on the left screen here. But yeah, a little bit unconventional, but he'll still finish up with a pretty good total there at 550 kilos in the 93 M1 division, so a pretty solid outing in what is only his second competition, so not bad at all. Alright, for now we have Alex Flint with his final deadlift at 245 kilos. This will put Alex up to a 600 kilo total. I think this is why he would have taken this number. Let's see how he goes with it.
That looks good.
That looks pretty good to me. He's happy with it. The family's happy with it. Very good lifting there from Alex, and rounds out a smooth 8 from 9 today, totaling 600 kilos. So very good stuff there for Alex. Alright, next up we have Roger Gadaya with 246 kilos. This will be an all-time best for Roger, which is not something you should look past for a man that is 63 years of age. So very hard to come by these PBs the older you get. So must have been a very good training cycle for Roger, and he's looked really good today. So I'm pretty excited to see where he can get to on this deadlift. So hopefully it comes together well. I think 240 was good. Let's see how 246 goes.
You got this, Roger.
Let's go, Roger. Sets it up. Look for him to take a big breath of air. He looks ready for it.
You really are good at this whole commentary thing. Like every moment, just
got to savor it.
So we step by step.
See what he's got here. Picks it up.
Oh.
A bit of a scrap with it, but unlucky there from Roger. He'll still be happy with his performance at the end of the day, though. He takes home that deadlift record at 240 kilos and rounds out a 7 for 9 day, just narrowly missing a third bench and third deadlift also. But a 527.5 kilo total there for Roger in the M393 division. All right, last but not least, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the mullet, Craig
You expecting me to join in?
McMillan. You're supposed to like sub in it.
I mean, I saw you looking over like, come on, Amber, and I was like, this is not a sinking ship I want to be on.
Yeah, I'm being really let down here. But
Well, I told you.
anyway, we have a PB attempt here at 267.5 kilos here for Craig the Mullet McMillan. Let's
So calm.
give it up for Craig. I think this will be a pretty comfortable attempt here. 260 moved really well. He'll have to fight for it though. Can see the mullet glistening in the lights in the background. Sets himself up, he's taking his time. Pulls through, he's got to fight. Holds on. Oh, how good was that from Craig McMillan? Beautiful stuff from him today. Really good performance. Walks home with 2 records there, and both in the squat and in the deadlift. Awesome stuff from Craig. Alright, now this fight that we've been talking up all day finally comes to a finish between Darren Neves and Edwin Ng. So far, Darren is the leader, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes there in the deadlift. We have Edwin, the bigger deadlifter, probably getting the look. You know, he'll have the opportunity to put on the bar whatever he needs to take the win out. But so far we have Darren ahead by 25 kilos. So, I don't know. If I was a betting man, which I am, I'd probably put my money on Darren, just purely because of the lead that he's built thus far. He's looking good. Going to deadlifts. But yes, it's going to be an interesting one, and we're going to see a lot here from these opening attempts from these men. So looks like Pete here, I think, sustained a bit of an injury in the squat series. So looks like he's taking a bit of an easy opener just to bank the record in the bench press, and I would say probably scratch and just finish out the day. So a little bit unfortunate. He was definitely in the mix for the win. You know, he was kind of pushing those guys, Darren and Edwin, on nominated openers, but just a little bit of a stumble there in the squat, I think, put him out for that. But still happy to walk away with 171 kilo bench press for a new New Zealand record. All right, so next up we have Junior with 170 kilos.
A doorman for that long. I can't. What's that math? Do that math real quick for me.
What's that? Fun fact about Junior, he was a doorman from 1975 to 2019. That's a career spanning...
49? Is that right? 45.
54 years.
Okay, sorry team, math's not my strong point.
We're probably wrong. But irrespective of the long career as a doorman, he's still picking up that 170 kilos without too much issues. Very easy opener there with 170 for Junior.
I think it's 44, isn't it?
44 years. Take that back. Amber's just corrected me.
I was counting on my fingers though, so I don't know if it counts.
Quick math. Anyway, moving on to Paul McManus here, one of our national referees, opening up at 180 kilos on the deadlift. This will give him a 535 kilo total for the day. Let's see how this goes here for Paul. Very easy stuff.
Incredibly quick.
You see Paul there donning the wrestling shoes. You see some lifters across the week doing that. They are a shoe which is very thin-soled and close to the floor, so it makes the lifter feel as though they are essentially wearing not much of a shoe at all, but it does provide, unlike the slipper, a bit of support there also. So that's why Paul is utilizing that shoe there in the deadlift. It also minimizes the range of motion We don't want too much of a thick sole because essentially you just have to lift the bar even further than we already do.
Is loaded for bits.
Now moving into Vince Taylor's opening deadlift at 192.5 kilos in the 105 kilo category. Should be pretty comfortable. Vince has had a pretty good 6 from 6 day thus far with a good 130 kilo bench press, so he'll be looking to add to that now. Might have been a little bit of a soft knee there. Nope, 3 white lights.
Nope, you're wrong.
I'm wrong again, but that's okay. All right, next up we have Jeff Holmes, all the way from CDPA, opening up with 210 kilos.
That's not a thing anymore.
WCPNZ. Sorry, WCPA NZ. It's a lot of acronyms. It's hard to remember.
Bar is loaded for Jeff.
So Jeff will be opening up here at 210 kilos to lock in a 560 total. See how he goes. He's had a pretty good day thus far. A little bit of a blip on his opening squat, but since then he's come right.
Nice up there, Jeff.
That looked incredibly comfortable.
Very easy stuff there for Jeff. It's called for 225. All right, up next we have our lightest man of the lifter.
Jason apologizes.
I
for that
apologize
slip
for
of the tongue.
the wrong acronym. It's been a long commentary session. I will wash my mouth up. And not just for that.
Loaded for Andrew.
But now we have Andrew Penny here with 95.75 kilos. Weighing in at 95.75 kilograms, well under the 105 kilo limit for this weight category. Very easy opener here at 220 kilos. A lot of support here for Andrew. A lot of fans in the crowd. They're very quite vocal too. So this looks to me as though the sort of lift that Andrew seems to be coming into his own, and he's well up there in terms of deadlifting, opening up at 220 and making it look very light also. Next up we have Sonny with 225 kilos. Sonny's had a pretty good day thus far also, going 6 from 6, so see how he goes on the deadlift. Historically, like a bit of a slow deadlifter, so don't be thrown if it is a little bit slow. It's just kind of how he rolls. So let's see how it goes here. If it moves fast, you know he's in for a good day.
I once witnessed Sonny using a barbell as a foam roller.
Very smooth stuff there from Sonny. That time using the barbell for exercise, not a foam roller. But I saw him getting. Actually, I think his son's handling him today.
Oh yeah.
And his son was stretching him out back before. It looked very painful. Potentially a little bit of a masochist, but still a good opening deadlift attempt. All right, now we have Scott Parsons opening up at 240 kilos. A big deadlift opener here. Scott is our resident equipped lifter for this session. He put up a 235 kilo bench press record earlier on in the day. Let's see if he can surpass that on the deadlift. Oh.
Wow, if you blinked, you would have missed that.
Very easy stuff from Scotty. Backing it up after a very good bench press series with a very easy opener at 240 kilos. Alex the Big Mac McCullum working his butt off this session here. So these boys, they've been spotting and loading for about 5 hours now. They be fatiguing a little bit, but you know they'll pull through for sure. They are young, they are fit, and they're here to help out, and we very much so appreciate it.
That was just wow. That was quick. That was beautiful.
Interesting technique there from Les. Very much so. What would you call that? What would you call that, Amber?
I would call that I'm jealous because I could never.
I think you call that the drop and go.
Yep.
Just kind of grabs
Look,
it.
Don't need to mess around,
Yeah.
you know.
No need
Know
to.
what you're doing.
Yeah. Just straight into it, eh? Alright, next up we have Craig out of the 120 plus division with a big opener at 250 kilos. Let's see how Craig goes. Oh, easy stuff there from Craig. A beltless also, a man of my own heart.
Do you support beltless for both conventional and sumo?
No, not usually for conventional, more so for sumo. But it seems to work for Craig. Alright, next up we have Dazza, aka Darren Neves. So Darren is a big part of this hotly contested battle here for the 105 M1 division. Currently he's 25 kilos ahead. Let's see how he goes on his deadlift opener.
Just absolute lightning. Now, Darren's deadlifting in knee sleeves. Now, is that contentious? I don't know.
Darren will use as much supportive equipment as he can. In training, Darren benches in knee sleeves, and he wears two sets of wrist wraps whilst benching. I don't know why, but he does it.
I don't know how.
He likes the support, and clearly, as we can tell by his performance so far, it works. So, hey, the old case of if it works, it works. So this is going to be really interesting here from Edwin. So this is going to give us a good indicator as to whether he can push Darren today or not. Expect this to be pretty comfortable with his personal best at 283 kilos. But let's see how he is going today. Ooh. Okay, so what we have here, Amber. Oh, whoa, okay. So he's just missed the down command.
I think he maybe got a little off balance, and so just put it down.
Yeah. Okay, well that really throws a massive spanner into the works. So I was going to talk you through the situation there, but I think that's just made it even more intense. So
do you think he'll still go up?
So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So
Darren's gone up 22.5.
So Darren's gone up 22.5. Does Edwin just lock in a total and basically forego the win? He just haven't put it in yet, I don't think. I think what Edwin does here is he banks 260, and then he sends it for the win afterwards. Because you have to get in the meet. Last thing you want to do here is go up, miss again, and then you really got a lot of pressure. Because he's still pushing for the win. We've seen a very interesting attempt selection here from Scott Parsons, who's pushed all the way up to 290 kilos, making a 50 kilo jump. As we see a good second deadlift attempt from Junior at 177.5. So yeah, really interesting attempt selection there from Scott. So far, we haven't seen an attempt put in from Edwin. I'm assuming that means he wants to repeat. They've given the lift on the score sheet. However, it was actually a red light. Looks like our team on the technical committee have now fixed that up. So yes, he'll be retaking that attempt, which I think is a smart decision. And then he's got the opportunity, if he really wants, to send it on the third and see if he can push Darren out for that first position. But best to bank a total first and foremost. As we see Paul McManus there stand up with 200 kilos. So there's a few things going on here. We're just going to have a short stoppage in play, if you will, while we sort out a few things with the attempts. We've just had a little bit of a technical glitch, if you will. So hold fire there if you are waiting to see what's going on here in the under 105 kilo M1 division. Just to add a little bit more drama here. I would too.
Apologies, Jason was just talking a lot and I zoned out. I'm sure it was some...
As I'm sure most of you are also. Alright, so what's happened? All right, anyway, let's focus on Vince here at 202.5 kilos. Just up 10 from his opener. A very comfortable opener, so expect this to not give him too much of an issue.
That looked quite good.
Easy stuff there from Vince. Alright, up next we have Jeff Holmes, who's jumped 15 kilos from his very easy opener at 210 kilos. Jeff, hailing from WCPANZ. We'll be looking.
Someone trying to redeem themselves.
We'll be looking to make this look easy. Let's see how he goes here. Oh, easy stuff there.
I'd call it quite easy.
Yeah. What do you reckon there for a third, Amber?
I'd say probably 235.
Yeah, I think about 235. Let's see what he's calling for here. You note our lifters have plenty of time to put their attempts in on their third deadlifts. They can change it at any time before that weight in which they choose to change to is loaded on the bar. Let's see how Andrew goes here with 235 kilos. A very easy opener at 220.
Yep.
So Andrew's best is 245 kilos. Will we see him look to go past that?
What? Sure.
I think
probably 2.5 past.
Yeah, I think 247
Yeah.
based off of that. I think that was comfortable, but 250 might be a bit of a scrap. Anyway, for the meantime, we have Sunny Sunileva coming in at 235 kilos. Let's see how he goes here. Pretty comfortable opener for Sunny. Like I said, don't expect it to fly off the ground, but it will be smooth.
Lock it up.
That's easy for him. 2-1, he gets it. Just shoulders not quite locked out there in accordance to Parentorn, our head ref today. I think. Okay, so yes, I agree. Very good to see Jeff back on the platform for sure. Anyway, next up we have Les with 265 kilos. So that means that Edwin has decided to go up. He will be not repeating his opener. He will be going up to, I think, 277.5 kilos. So let's see how Edwin goes here at 260. Sorry, not Edwin. Les goes here at 265.
Look, what's a quicker term for grip it and rip it? What's a quicker term for grip it and rip it?
Yeah, it is very much so a grip it and rip it sort of scenario. It's very impressive, and I think his best from memory is 273. I think he'll be looking to go past that today. It's very successful, actually very successful day so far for Les. He's made 8 from 8. Alright, this is moving very fast here. Our spotting loading crew working very efficiently. We have Craig Smith up, jumping 22.5 kilos from his opener to 272.5 kilos, aka 600 pounds. And the same attempt from Darren Neves also. So look, let's see.
Just no pound to kilo conversion straight off the bat.
That's just round numbers. Just those ones. I chased it for a while. Oh, Craigos. Good. Yeah, a little bit of a hitch there. What are your thoughts, Amber?
I feel like I've seen new videos of me doing the same thing.
Yeah, just a little bit. It just leant back on it ever so slightly there, but not enough to miss the lift. The refs there are happy with that one. Let's see how Darren can make this exact same weight move, though. This will give us a real good idea of where this battle's going to go moving forward. Let's go, Dazza. Now, Amber.
Hello.
Can you believe that's a PB for Darren?
I cannot.
In his 10 years of competing.
good year for Darren.
That's what happens when you join North Shore Barbell.
Are you allowed to plug?
I just did. I mean, it's what happened.
I mean, look, I'm just going to put a wee caveat on that. I believe Darren was on the desk for every session at Auckland Nationals last year.
Yeah. He does do a lot of work on the desk, and it'll be a lovely reprieve from him coming in there, lifting in the Masters division. It actually helps that he's now able to compete at his Masters because he can get it done early.
I have never been to North Shore Barbell, but seen some great Instagram videos.
Oh yeah, it is. It's great. Great place to visit if you are on the North Shore in Auckland. But anyway, speaking of the North Shore in Auckland, our man Edwin here is also hailing from there. Let's see how he goes with 277.5 kilos. He missed his opener on a bit of balance at the top. It's not uncommon for Edwin, but let's see how he goes here at 277.5. Nice one.
Yep, locks it and holds it.
Alrighty. Well, okay. So, with that lift, Edwin goes to 657.5. Darren is actually 30 kilos ahead of him. So, if Edwin was to push for the win, he'd have to push to 300 kilos. If I'm not mistaken.
What's his PB?
283. So I think Darren might have just done enough here to kind of secure himself the win. So it's going to be an interesting third deadlift nonetheless, but I think we might have been enough. But anyway, let's push to Scott Parsons here, who's made a 50 kilo jump after his second deadlift at 290. Just 2.5 kilos above his all-time best in single ply. Fuck. I mean, you don't often see that, but he pulled it off, so full credit to him. No, I don't think there is a live score sheet, Jack, but if there's anything you want me to talk through, I'm happy to do so. I've got a score sheet in front of me. Yeah. So as it sits currently, we have yeah.
We don't have them. This guy wants to know. We don't have them on our screen.
Looking for deadlift. 317.5. Sorry, we're just supplying some records there for Scott Parsons, who's looking to potentially take the record there of 317.5 kilos, held currently by the one, the only, the GOAT, Andy Mann. And he did that raw, yes. Shout out to the Dyson. Shout out to Tommy Phillips also. Shout out to Steph for supplying the Dyson. A little bit unfortunate there from Junior, but he'll wrap out a good day with a 407.5 kilo total. But yes, anyway, as I was saying before, both Darren and Edwin have both put in 285 kilos for their final deadlift. So I think that pretty much all but wraps it up for Darren. I think that should effectively give him the win and give him best overall M1 lifter for the weekend. In the male division, that is. Alright, but for now, we have Vince Taylor with 210 kilos. Vince is yet to miss a lift today, so he'll be looking to bank 9 from 9, as they say. You are. Well done. Easy. A very easy 2.5 kilo PB there. Nice work, Vince. So Vince finishes the day off with a 9 for 9 performance and a 502.5 kilo total in the 105 kilo M1 division. So next up we have our national referee, Paul McManus, at 215 kilos. And this will be looking to give him a round 570 kilo total. So let's see how Paul goes on this one. His deadlifting thus far has looked pretty good. He's made some pretty big jumps, so I think this 215 kilo deadlift shouldn't give him too much of an issue. Paul also rocking the WCPA T. Not bad at all there from Paul.
I could comment, so I'm most likely wrong. I believe Andy decided to take this year off powerlifting. Potentially they can come back next year, but yeah, he's taking a break.
He's done that in the past though, right? Andy seems to come in and out of the sport a little bit. Andy Mann we're talking about, for those of you that aren't awares. Oh yeah, I forget you're new to it.
But sure,
Damn you and your strength.
I'm a baby.
But yeah, I think Andy has been known to kind of float in and out, but not here this year unfortunately, but sounds like he may be back next year, so watch out for that for sure. I'm sure a few of those young 105 guys will be looking to push him next year. But for now, Jeff Holmes has returned for the platform. It looks pretty successful here, 240 kilos. What do they say? He's doing it for WCPA. 3 white lights. I think I talked to Sonny before. This is in reference to Jack Tan, aka Destamoon's question about how many days he trained for this competition. I think he said about 2 weeks. He's
pretty actually on par with how Sonny trains.
yeah, that's actually quite a lot for him. He does enjoy golf and CrossFit though. 2 very contrasting sports. But let's see how he goes here with 240. I thought 235 was actually pretty comfortable, so I wouldn't expect this to give him too much of an issue. Very, very good stuff there from Sonny. Always a little bit on the slower side with the deadlift, but pretty comfortable there on the whole. Nothing wrong at all. Just got to stick with it. All right, now we have 6 more deadlifts for today's session. So hang in there, live stream. We're almost there. It's been a pretty monumental session, starting off at 4 o'clock. We're pushing 5.5 hours. Very soon, and up next we have Andrew Penny looking to add 15 kilos to his second attempt, pushing for 250. This will be a 5 kilo PB attempt for Andrew. Let's see how he goes here. A little bit unfortunate there from Andrew.
Apologies, I keep waving my mic around.
Yeah, one of the mics here is a little bit temperamental.
Also, the person holding it just keeps using it like a baton.
Just don't pull it. Alright, next up we have Les Laban with 275 kilos to add 2 kilos to his personal best and for a new New Zealand record. This will be huge for Les. He's been deadlifting very well today. Watch for the grip and rip style deadlift and expect it to be pretty fast off the floor. Gives it the nod. Holds it there. What do they say? 3 white lights for Les.
That's a new record for Les. He came down in his camper van van with his wife and said it's fully stocked. So make friends with Les throughout the week if you come
he's
down.
fully stocked with the good stuff. So, yeah, shout out to Les. That was an awesome day from him. He went 647.5 kilos and went 9 from 9, no missed lifts whatsoever. So we have 4 more lifters for today. First up, we have Craig Smith with 285 kilos. Then we have Darren Neves with 285 also. Then Edwin Ing at 287.5. And then Scott Parsons with an attempt at 300 kilos. So let's see how this goes here, starting us off with Craig. He's looked good so far without a belt. Let's see if he can hold on for this final deadlift attempt. Just 12.5 up from his second. Well, what do they say about that?
2 to 1.
He gets it. Good deadlifting there from Craig today. Shout out to Byron in the chat, looking for a comeback next year. He's lost about, I think, Byron's lost probably like 50 odd kilos. I think he's down to about 93 kilos now. He's been avoiding powerlifting for a bit, but the man has deadlifted 700 pounds in the past, aka 317.5 kilos. So be looking to see him come back sometime soon, and I think everyone else will be looking forward to it. But for now, we put it to our Auckland president, Darren Neves, at 285 kilos. He's had an awesome day thus far. Let's see how he goes. Excuse me while I yell. Let's go, Yeza! Come on! Hold on! What do they say? He's had a hell of a day thus far. 3 white lights for Darren Neves. And a massive PB total there of 700 kilos. Would have thought he would have been able to put that together today after dealing with a shoulder injury all training cycle. But, wow, it couldn't have gone any better for Darren.
That was an incredibly quick PB.
Yeah, and he honestly, he put it together when it counted too, up against Edwin, who's been pushing him all day. And, yeah. I mean, no man deserves it more than Darren. All right, now let's push to Edwin Ing for 287.5 kilos. This will be a 5 kilo PB total. Sorry, PB deadlift for Edwin. Let's see how he goes here. Let's go, Edwin. Come on!
Let's go.
The atmosphere in here just took up a notch. Yeah. See how Edwin goes here. Bit of purple Lamborghini playing in the background. Very APA-like. He grinds. Oh, just loses it a little bit there at the top. Unfortunate for Edwin. Very good fight there. So we have our final deadlift of the day for Scott Parsons at 300 kilos. What do you think here, Amber?
I think that 290 moved incredibly well.
I think he was talking about 305, and I was like, oh, that's a bit of a push. I think 300's going to be a good scrap, but it's potentially on the cards here. So let's see how Scotty goes.
You're welcome, Polly. I didn't know that my mic was that sensitive, but you're welcome.
Now you do. Everyone's hearing what you say. All right, here we go for our final lift of the day. We have our resident equipped powerlifter, Scott Parsons, bench press record holder. Let's see how he goes here at 300 kilos. 290 was good. He wanted a little bit more than this if a deadlift record was on. But we'll see how he goes anyway. He's just adjusting the suit. Let's get himself set up. Just a little bit too much there today for Scotty. So, wow, what a day of Masters lifting. I think they have set the standard at the moment, and we have the juniors tomorrow to try and outdo them. So it's going to be a very, very interesting day tomorrow. We have up first, we have our junior females coming in.
Has the subbies been?
No, we have subbies. So we have first thing tomorrow. We have sub-junior males and the junior females starting at 8 a.m. So if you are in Christchurch, come along and watch. If you are not in Christchurch, turn on the live stream and watch. Listen to the commentary and enjoy the day because it's going to be a really good day of lifting. And in the afternoon, we'll have the 83, I think, up to 83 kilo junior males also, and that session starts at 2 p.m. so feel free to come along and watch that one also. Actually, I think it starts at 3 p.m. But anyway, thank you for listening, and make sure to tune in for the rest of the week also. We will be here until Saturday, and Amber will be lifting on Saturday at 8 a.m. so make sure to tune in for that one.
You do not have to, but if you are going to tune in, I will be competing with a lot of very, very talented 84s and 84 pluses, so that will be exciting.
So that'll conclude our coverage from today. Rest up, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye. I would have loved if it was the system where it was like
when you hear your name called out, can you please come up and stand on the podium? So, first place in the M1 66 kilo class, Riccarton. 160 squat, 105 kilos, 212 kilos deadlift for a total of 474.5. Congratulations. Alright, first place in the men's 83 kilo M1 class, we have David Cooper. Squat 195, bench 100, deadlift 250. Sorry, bench 100.